Hello, Lucas here from Look. We're going to go over bringing data into Trimble Business Center. So, my previous video I covered align to control, so that's bringing your data sets and dropping them onto your ground control. And then we covered our virtual survey tool. So, in 3D, you can go and pick points on the point cloud, assign feature codes, and export that out of our platform. So, that's all done. And now we're here in Trimble Business Center. So, I've already downloaded the point cloud and the ortho off of our web application, and to bring them in you just need to set the coordinate system. So go in here and I've got everything all set up properly, and then you just drag and drop everything in. So got the ortho and the point cloud dropped in here. You can see I got both in. So to start, I'm going to look around, make sure those are lined up well. You can see the point cloud's all classified. Classifications are done automatically in our pipeline. So we're going to go through now and we're going to import in the points from the virtual survey tool, and then we're going to create a surface file off of this point cloud. So step one, bring in those points. So hit the import button up here. Going to bring in points for this site. They're all in the same coordinate system. Okay. And great. So now we got all our points here done in the virtual survey tool. Turn on the filter manager. You can now see all the IDs and feature codes here. So you can see those are coming through. I'll just turn those off, and now I'm actually going to go here into survey and process the feature codes. So I'm just using the default library here for Trimble, just the regular global features, v9.4. And I had actually exported this out of Trimble Business Center and brought it into the Look platform so that all of the feature codes were built in there. And now, since I'm using the same ones, I'll just hit process. There we go. So we get all the line work strung up automatically on the curbs here. Got all of our symbols. I turn off the point cloud for a second here. You can see the line work overlaid onto the ortho. Great. Okay, so we got our line work in here now. We're just going to do the surface. So first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to create a new region. So not everything ends up in the ground class, even though we do want to create a ground only surface. There's a couple different features that make it up right now for this point cloud. So I'm actually going to grab ground. I'm going to grab road surface. And then if you go into the Look platform, you can see what the other classes are, but I also want to grab railroad, because there is a rail crossing in here, so we'll have some points that are on ground classified as railroad, as well as walkways, which are 65 and 66. So you can see we've highlighted the majority of the ground points there. And I am going to create a new region from that. Oops. I'm going to go over to the point cloud section here. So I will select once again those ground classes, ground and road surface, and then 65, which is railroad, and walkways, 66. And I'm going to create a new region. Call that region merged ground. Great, so we have our new merged ground here. Awesome, I'm going to just toggle the visibility on the other ones. options except for merge ground. There we go. So we can see this one class here containing some only ground points. Now, we have two options. We can go ahead and just create a surface off of this, or we can do some additional filtering on it. There might be a couple of stray points in here, so let's go ahead and do some additional filtering just to make sure that we end up with a good clean ground surface. So I'm going to hit classify point cloud. We'll say outdoor terrestrial, have the one region selected, and then we're just going to go for ground and ground. So I'm going to hit classify and refine. All right, so that's complete. We can see I got our nice clean ground class here. If we can pull that into 3D, we can look, get a nice clean ground surface here, ready to make a surface out of that. Okay, let's switch back to the plan view. Okay, so let's create a surface. Switch over to the surface menu. We're going to hit create surface. And now we are going to select our ground class here. Ground refined. We're going to hit nice green. And we're going to hit OK. And let that compute. And there we go. That's done. Now we have a green surface here. Pop everything back into 3D. Now turn off the point cloud. See here we got our surface along with our line work. The line work can be just for two-dimensional or can be added as break lines to the surface file to help control it. I haven't done this yet, but that's definitely an easy step there. You can see how everything's coming through in 3D. And those break lines can be used to control that surface file. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and stay tuned for more exciting updates.